Good evening, and thank you for coming tonight. My name is Leon Harvin, and I'm going to teach you and talk about a topic called God is Able to Deliver You. And we're going to talk about a man in the Bible named Daniel, which is the sixth chapter is what I'm going to focus on tonight. We're going to talk about four things about Daniel. We're going to talk about the success of Daniel. We're going to talk about how he was envied. We're going to talk about how he was targeted. And we're going to talk about the trap that was sprung from him. To give you a background on the story, Daniel was a man that had favor in a king called King Darius. Back in this time in the Bible, King Darius and his army had just captured a kingdom called Babylonian. And once he captured, he needed somebody that he can trust. He needed men that he can put over his kingdom, and he was able to sleep at night. So one of the people that he chose was a man called Daniel. Daniel was successful because he had favor in King Darius. And because Daniel had favor in King Darius, there was a lot of people who did not like what they saw or did not like Daniel for what he was. So a lot of people began to plot, and they began to trying to find things that they can use against Daniel so the king can look at him in a different way. So because these people were so envious, they constantly tried to find something to take to the king, but they could not prevail in finding anything. But they knew that Daniel was a man who was always serving the God that he served. Daniel was a man that always prayed throughout the day. Back in these days, it was customary for a person to pray at least 3 times a day. So because the men couldn't find anything to get Daniel on, they decided that they needed to find and come up with a way to use his religion and his God against him. So what they did is they ran to King Darius, and they talked to King Darius, and they say, King Darius, live forever. Live forever, King Darius. And they convinced him that for 30 days, no one should serve another God. No one should kneel down or pray to another God unless it's him, King Darius. Because it sounded so good to King Darius, he agreed. So he decided to sign a decree that if anyone served or anyone was caught not bowing down during the sound of the trumpets, during the sound of the music, then they will be thrown into what they call a lion's den. In this lion den was a lion that had not been fed for many days. And so what happened is these men who envied Daniel's, they were walking one day when Daniel was at his house. He was kneeling down at his window as he normally do, and he was praying to his God. So when these men saw Daniel's praying to his God, they decided to run back to King Darius and tell King Darius, hey, didn't you sign a decree saying that no one should pray, no one should serve another God for 30 days? King Darius said, yes, this is so. They said, well, Daniel is home right now praying to his God. So the king ordered them to go and bring Daniel to him. And when Daniel came before the king asked him, is this so? And during this time, because Daniel knew the God that he served and he knew that God was able to deliver, he was not backing down from the God that he knew. So as he began, the king had no other choice but to throw Daniel into the lion's den. And when they threw him into the lion's den, the king went home, was unable to rest. He was unable to sleep because he had so much favor in Daniel's that it bothered him to know that he was put into a trap where he had to sign a decree to throw to anyone who did not serve him instead of their gods, that they had to go into the lion's den. So by doing this, he was unable to sleep. That very next morning, he got up, and when he went to the lion's den, he noticed that Daniel was still in the lion's den with no harm, no hurt, no stretches, and nothing. He was left unharmed. And so the king was happy at this point, and at this point he knew that he was tricked into signing a decree so they can trap Daniel. And then once they did this, the king then ordered the same men who put the trap on Daniel, he ordered for them to come back along with their families. And at this point, he ordered for them to go into the lion's den. And as soon as they went into the lion's den, is when the lion began to consume and eat and crush their bones. So the moral of the story is to show you that God is able to deliver you only if you trust and believe in him. So anytime that you need for someone to be on your side, no matter what it looks like, just remember, God is able to deliver. Thank you.